Boomz, a conversation between generations. With a changing world today, it's become exceedingly important that there be a relationship between all generations. We live in an ever-changing world, and it will take the strengths of all generations to make a positive impact on our society.
It's Wednesday. It's time to see Boomz, the podcast to be. Don't play.
Don't trouble me. Good afternoon and welcome to Boomz Podcast. I'm Slammin' Sammy.
And I'm Nina Jabril, and this is the conversation between generations.
And we'd like to welcome everybody and remind you to hit that subscribe button and that like button.
And comment and share it to all your friends and family. And also, if you have any topics you want us to talk about, or do you want to be on the show maybe, you can contact us at askus@boomzpodcast.com.
Yes, and for those of you who tuned in last week, we had a very interesting conversation about education and the difference between then and now. And we're going to kind of continue that, you know. When I was in school, some of the things that we did that were kind of essential to, we learned cursive writing, we learned typing, we had Black history, we had electives, which you could do just about anything. I took a class in charm and etiquette.
Oh, okay.
Like I learned how to
Be
set a
charming.
table.
Oh, okay.
How to dress for a wedding.
Yeah.
How to, those types of things. Shop. I had to build something with my hands, Do you all still have any of that going on now?
They have automotives. I do remember that. I did have like a home ec class. So I can knit and I can sew with the machine. And I did learn that in an elective class.
Tell me about, I've heard that they don't teach cursive writing anymore.
No. I think I did. It was taught to me. So back in the day when I was in school, I'm a little old too. But back in the day, we were taught, like, it was just like, I guess really it was just worksheets where you trace it. And it's just like you learn how to write a cursive J or F and all the letters. That's it.
Do you think something has been lost by not teaching it?
Yes. Yeah. No, they don't. Signatures. That is like the biggest thing when it comes to cursive writing. And these kids today don't know how.
How do they write checks? They don't.
I doubt they're writing checks.
It's Apple Pay.
I was about to say it's Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal, all that kind of stuff. They're not writing checks.
They're not writing checks. Well,
I don't know how they sign stuff. Like, they just print their name out nowadays.
They take a printed name now as a signature?
No, they don't. But, well, I guess it depends. Because I know my brother, he had to, like, say, hey, we can't take that. We need you to sign it. And so.
Well, let me tell you something interesting. You bring that up. And I guess this is the trend. It's time for me to renew my driver's license, right?
Yeah.
I did it online.
You can.
Didn't have to go in, filled out my paperwork, and did a e-signature, which I didn't have to touch anything.
Yeah, it does it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess they are eliminated it all. I actually didn't think of it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you do, when you e-sign, it, like, sometimes you can see where it just created a little signature for you with the name.
And do they still have shop classes, like woodworking?
No. At least I didn't go. No, I think they have, like, automotives. They worked on cars, but that's it. They didn't build, like, birdhouses and stuff like I seen in the shows.
One of the shortcomings I think that I see in younger generations is they don't know how to do anything with their hands. Nothing.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah. I'd say, well, I know I don't. So I can speak for me where I'm just like, no, I couldn't build anything.
Would you like to be able to do something like that?
I can see how it would be helpful. But like I guess like as a child, like growing up, I wouldn't have chose that class. No, but like if I would have been put into it, I'm 100% sure I would have took something and used it in my adult life.
Well, guess what? It was a required class.
Really? Yes. It wasn't even elective?
Not for boys.
See,
you had to take shop. You had to take shop.
The women didn't.
The women didn't have to. No.
Would they have to take cooking?
I guess home economics. Yeah.
Just needed a little moment of silence for the misogyny.
So it's do you think education has lost a step or gained?
Technology gained, but work ethic lost.
Explain that.
I would say just like in shop, like I don't know how to. I wouldn't be able to. If someone gave me on a desert island like nails, a hammer, and some wood, I'd be like, I still couldn't get off this island. But like if someone gave me, a GPS, I could. Hey, I might could get somewhere. So I do feel like.
May I tell them?
Yes, you can.
Last week, I asked Nina to drop a letter at the post office, which is 3 blocks away.
Okay.
The directions I gave her were go to the stoplight, take a left, go to the next stoplight, take a right. At the 3rd stoplight, take a left, and the post office is on your right.
Now, y'all tell me if y'all would have followed that. I need that in the comments. And he was like, on Morrow, take a left, and you end up on
I gave her the name of the streets.
Who does that?
She still used the GPS to get there. Absolutely. I mean, you just about can see the post office from here.
You can't. She
couldn't follow the directions.
If he would have I said, I need landmarks. If you would have said it was right there by the state employees.
I told her, go by the baseball park, a big-ass baseball park. Just go by it and then take a right.
It was, I wasn't going to get there off those directions. I'd still be driving right now.
And she sent me a picture when she got to and it took a longer way to get there.
Actually, yeah, Siri took me, like, around. It was. Yeah, she's a little annoying though.
Yeah, well, that's reliability on technology.
See?
You don't need it.
That's real life example of what they did to us.
Yeah, you all are totally just messed up. I don't know. I think, I just think that you all miss a lot of the fundamentals of education, particularly in Black history.
Oh, they don't teach it at all. I mean, you get like, I'll say this, and it shocked my African American history professor. I said my whole entire time in public school, not once was I ever taught about Malcolm X. We were only talking about Martin Luther King. That was it. I mean, thank goodness my mama would take us to like the Martin Luther King brunches and stuff. So like at the Boys and Girls Club and stuff. So that's where I kind of got a lot of my. And then she taught me too, but like that's where I got a lot of my African American history outside of like my school, but they don't teach it at all. Well, and they don't want to either, because I actually had a project and I went back and asked my old history teacher in high school, like, does he think Black history should be taught as its own like curriculum, like its own? And he skated around the question like an ice skater, of course, but he basically was like, no. It could be an elective, but no one should be made to know the history. And I'm just like, sure?
Well, it's a shame because there's so much of Black America that is America. And came from us. And
we built this country.
I mean, let's face it, I'm not going to say that, but it's a shame that they want to suppress that from students from knowing the truth about a lot of things. I hear things like, well, we don't want our child to feel guilty because of something my great-grandfather did. Okay, well, he doesn't have to feel guilty, but he needs to know what the truth was.
Yeah.
You
have to learn history to prevent repeating history.
Exactly.
And that's what they want to take out critical race theory. That's one of the biggest things like going on in like DC right now about education is they want to take critical race theory completely out of schools.
I hear about them burning books in Florida.
Yes.
Don't they realize that's what Hitler did?
I don't think they did.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. No, it's.
And there is no win with that.
No, there's not.
I mean, you can burn all the books, but you got old people like me to remember things. And I like sharing those things with young folks so they kind of get a good idea of what we went through. So, but education is, I think it's at a real touchy point in history now.
I definitely think so. I'm big on saying these kids can't read, period, nowadays. Like, they can't read, they can't spell, they don't know how to create actual sentences. Like, it's scary. And I was this close to being a teacher, this close, until I realized how hard it was, and I was like, ain't no way.
That's a shame. Those things you reading is fundamental. I mean, I got a big crew, and you hear me all the time saying,
reading is fundamental.
Just get lazy and don't read.
Yeah.
Get lazy and don't read.
No, but like when I say these kids can't read, they can't sound out words. Like they don't know how to break down a word. Granted,
phonetically.
I'll give it to my cousin's 6th graders. They did. I think their 4th and 5th grade was COVID, so they missed a lot. A lot of that was online learning, but like it's still. I think that's the school system's duty to make up for that lost time of being on the computer. And like it should be, the curriculum should be kind of more catered to what they lost in those 4th and 5th grade years. And they don't do that. It's too much work. Granted, teachers are underpaid,
absolutely
underappreciated. They are like, it's sad.
And speaking on teachers, our teachers loved to teach, but they didn't have the challenges with the students that and the administration that teachers have now.
Yeah.
And even though teachers in North Carolina have never been well paid, the cost of living wasn't as high. Two-person income in a family, you did all right, But now you got to make some money, and for them not to be able to pay them for what they have to put up with, kids who want to fight them, slap them, I wouldn't have a job.
Yeah,
because I'd knock some kid out or shoot him. Because it just for a teacher to have to sit and take physical abuse and not retaliate is crazy.
Yeah. There was actually a video that went viral in North Carolina of the substitute teacher fighting a student. Like, they actually got into a physical fight because, like, the student, she took the phone or something. The student hit her first, I do believe. And it's just so crazy to think, like, granted, she's going to walk out of this school with, like, charges because you hit a minor. Yeah. But it's like, you were hit first.
And the minors aren't little.
No. It was a fair fight. I'll give it that. Yeah. Like, they were both like, it was a fair fight.
Yeah. But that's, I think, increasing the wage for a teacher would draw in better teachers. North Carolina has lost so many teachers in the since COVID. It's not even funny.
They're begging for teachers right
begging
now.
For teachers. But they won't pay them. And I just think that's awful because they've got challenges.
Yeah. I'll shout out North Carolina for one thing, though. That NC Lottery Education Fund does do a lot. It opens a lot of schools, but like I think that's just the opening of schools, not the, funding
of schools. Yeah. Well, I don't want to get too political with this, but the fact that they want to give some of that money to private schools.
Oh, that's insane.
Yes, to supplement people who can afford to go to private schools is crazy. And you got people who can't afford to go to public school.
Yeah, they can't. There was kids that like when I was a student teacher my senior year, there was kids who like literally did not eat, or like like they would be upset if we like if their lunch, like if they didn't get like
free lunch.
Yeah. Like they were like that's their only meal. Or like we had to send this one student home early. He was sick and he was crying because he literally his only meal is at lunch, and we were sending him home early. So like obviously we went and got him food or whatever, but it's just like they don't care about that, or they're not thinking for the children as much, in my opinion. Anymore.
They don't care about the underprivileged child.
Yeah. And by they, to me, I'm thinking of like the big people who are making the decisions, not teachers. Yeah.
Administration.
Not the teachers in the school, because they do care.
Politicians.
Yeah, I'm thinking of those big guys.
And they got plenty of money, so
a lot of
well, Nina, this is that was really, really interesting. I hope, like I said, you folk out there listening, if you got any comments, please send them to us. We'll be glad to pass those on to our audience, and we'll really look forward to you joining us. I'm gonna crank up some music here next week.
And I'm Nina Jabril.
And I'm Slammin' Sammy. And don't forget to subscribe,
like, comment, and share. Because this is Boomz, the conversation between generations. And you want to be a part of it.
We'll see you.
It's a TEM joint.